If you're like me and you use your PS5 often, then it's time to give it a good cleaning. In this video, we're going to do a deep clean of the console, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's get started. To start off, remove the base plate of the console, as seen here. Don't forget to keep track of the screw. Next up, we're going to remove the side panels. If you have the disc version, grab the PlayStation logo, pull up, and then pull towards you, and it should come off. If this is your first time, it's going to take a little bit of strength to do it, so be careful. Once you remove the side panels, go ahead and dust it, as it does collect a lot of dust. Okay, to remove the back panel, it's the same thing. You pull up and pull towards you, or in this case, we push away and kind of like push down, and it will come out, as seen here. And that's how you get that off. Alright, and as you see, I'll show you how much dust is collected. So it's good to clean these panels off. Once we do that, then we'll start on the actual console itself. Okay, there's a bunch of screws on the outside. I believe there's about 8 of them. So go ahead and remove them all. Make sure you keep track of the screws. This uses a screw bit, so make sure you have that. And you have to remove all of them on the outer edge. Once you're done removing the outer screws on the plastic piece, go ahead and remove the screws holding the fan in place. This way you can remove the whole unit. The plastic piece covering the disk drive and where the fan sits comes out. So once you remove the fan screws, it should all pop right up. Okay, so as you see, once you remove the screws, the fan comes out like so. You can clean it now or do it later. Now what we need to do is remove some ribbon cables. It's hidden underneath a adhesive flap. As seen here, we're going to remove it. And this is how you remove the connectors for the fan and some other components. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, now that you expose the connectors, be very careful when removing them and remove them from their socket. As seen in the video, we forgot to remove the SSD cover tray. Make sure you do that too, as this is what's holding it in, as we were trying to remove it earlier. Once you remove that, the whole thing should come up like so. And you can clean the fan and that component and reveal the main components of the PS5 underneath. This method of cleaning is usually not recommended because vacuums create static electricity, but in our case our can of air that we have is low, so we're saving that for the main components of the console, like the heatsink, power supply, and fan. So we just did a light cleaning of that area. Once you do that, you can remove the disk drive and might as well give it a clean since it's out, and then we'll start getting to the main components. Okay, to get this piece out of the console, there are some screws on the outer side. I show you these, but those aren't really necessary. It's the screws with the arrows pointing to them that are important, because those are what are mounted to the plastic frame. So in a bit I'm going to show you what they look like. Those screws right there, there are two of them. One right here and one right there. Once you remove those and some screws behind the console, this whole metal piece right here will come out, revealing the heatsink and some other components, main components of the console. Okay, now there's a little clip in the front end of the console that is a little bit of a nightmare to get out. You have to be careful you don't break the clip. But once you remove all the screws and the antennas as seen here, you should be able to lift out this metal board. Just be careful with the clip in the front, as it is holding the front panel to the board. So once you navigate through that, you should be able to just lift the whole board out of the console frame. Right here we are removing the antennas. Be careful with these. These are your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antennas and such, so do not damage these. And as you see, the clip is what's preventing this from coming out. So just navigate around it, be careful, and it should come right out. Okay, once you get through that part, the whole piece should come out like so. Be careful with the antennas and such. And this is the main component of the PS5. So this is where we're going to use our air can to dust this area out, clean it out, I should say. You can remove the plastic piece if you want. We end up doing it just to make it so we don't damage it. but you can keep it on there just to make things easier. And as you see here, all the dust that's coming out of the heatsink, this is the most important part. So make sure you give this a nice deep clean. Get all that dust out of there. After all, this is where all the components live, the main components of the console. So clean it as best you can. It is highly recommended to only use this air. We're going to do the same for the power supply, as it's another important component. Only use canned air or any air that doesn't create static or have moisture. Okay, that's pretty much all the cleaning. Now we're just going to put the console back together. We're doing a time lapse because it is the same concept, just in reverse. Make sure you don't lose any screws or put everything back where you found it. That way you don't have to retake this apart if something doesn't work. So we do that, and then that's pretty much it. Give this console a nice deep clean. We'll put it back together. And that's that. Okay, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this deep clean video. I hope you liked it. If you do, please subscribe, as it really helps me out. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.